And welcome back to part 12 of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. This time, we're going to try and press on, get our dagger back, and maybe get the Shambhala.
When were you planning on telling me?
As
lay low and stay out of their
we
way.
get moaned at for not mentioning the weird Yeti people beforehand. Thankfully this section coming up isn't too bad. It shouldn't be a death montage, this part, as I get comfortable. But we are going to have a lot of seeing what's going on around. So you'd think there'd be less human enemies now, because they're all preoccupied, and there's like we're going to be all clear, like no fighting. It'll be all fine. Well, obviously it isn't, because it's an action game at the end of the day, so it's gonna be, but you'd like to think, just briefly, but no such luck, unfortunately. As I fiddle my way around, trying to figure out where you're supposed to go. But we are approaching the end of the game. We've only got a handful of parts left. Literally, I think it's only like 2 parts after this and it's over. We are near the end. I might actually get this game done. Who'd have thought? Oh, there's a cutscene coming up though. I know this one. I'll shut up.
I'm tired of your excuses.
Look, give me some more time. That's all I'm asking.
I have given you enough time. I have brought you the dagger. Now, where is the gate to Shambhala?
Look, Zoran, we know...
I have not come this far to be thwarted by your incompetence.
We know the answer is somewhere in this room. We just have to find it.
Meanwhile, Drake remains just one step behind you. I clearly hired the wrong man for the job.
What an asshole.
I'll try to smooth things over with him. Just stay here. See what you can work out.
Okay, think, Chloe, think.
That belongs to me.
Nate? Get out of here.
Give me the dagger.
They'll be here any
Chloe,
minute.
don't make me take it from you.
How am I supposed to explain where it's gone?
You'll think of something. You always do.
Just do one thing for me. Take that son of a bitch down.
Well, we got our dagger back, and I edited out a bunch of bullshit of me running around not sure what to do here, because I didn't spot these 4 over here, so I was circling the room, and I worked out everything that was for the puzzle, but didn't know where these were, so I skipped out about a minute of me running around like a moron trying to work out where they are. But if you scroll through your book and read, and you might have to go back a few pages or forward, depending on what it is, you can get information about how everything in this puzzle is supposed to work, so you can start putting it together. Essentially, every shape needs to go in front of one of these statues. In the book, it will tell you which shape represents a colour, which represents each animal, so you know which one's which.
What's next?
Which is what you're going to slowly see me do here, but these things, you don't move them fast when you pick them up and move them, so just bear with it. I was tempted to speed it up, but I thought it's part of the puzzle, and it's not like it's optional, so you might as well just kept it in for a little while. There is me double checking what's left. It's a very drawn out thing, unfortunately. Yeah. But fair, it gives me time to try and talk about other things like plans and stuff whilst we wait for this last little piece. Like, because I know this game's taken an absolute marathon to get done, and a lot of it's just been little things that have been inconvenienced to stop me getting through it. Which is a shame, because I really enjoy this one. This is still my favourite Uncharted, and yet I think it's taken the longest of any game on this channel to get through, just because of delays and issues and just other bullshit. But, and then it's going to sound terrible, when I finish this game, I'll probably will take a break from Let's Playing for a while, just until I can get a good chunk of solid free space when I know I can be up for it, and I know I'll have the motivation, and I can just dig down and burn through it, because that was the biggest problem jumping into this. I knew I was approaching exam season, and I knew I was going to be drained a lot, but I thought, nah, I'll get it done, because I love this game. And I completely underestimated how much it can drain you, especially because recording, like, it doesn't matter how much you enjoy a game, when you're recording and you've got to talk over it, it suddenly takes a lot more energy. It takes a lot more motivation, a lot more to just get through it. And so, I do need to keep that in mind and sort of learn from my mistakes of the past, and make sure that next time round I can make sure that I'll have the time and space to get it done. The perfect example of this issue is the Final Fantasy X live streams, and how they've just sort of vanished off the face of the fucking earth, and how they usually do for about 3 months, and then like boatload loads, and then go back to another 3 or 4, maybe even longer nowadays. And that's just the problem with planning. I didn't realise finding the motivation, like getting the time together, and just like everything going together in a way that will make me be able to just set up and go with it would be as hard as it is. So I end up dragging behind, and who knows how long it'll be before Final Fantasy X's live stream's finished. Like, I wanted to get it done before the inevitable 12, because 12 I never gave the light of day back in the day. When I first played it when I was a kid, I stopped playing it very quickly, because it wasn't my cup of tea when I was a kid, and I eventually sold it. So it'd be a completely fresh start instead of a very dated start like it is with 10. As we finally answer our bit and get our way through. But yeah, it's like, that's my main thing working forward. Whatever Let's Play I end up doing in the future, you won't see it until I know for certain I can get it all done in a consistent pattern. This firefight coming up here is actually a bit of a bastard. This area here, you've got to be quite controlled about how you handle it. You can't just run in or find a good cover spot. You've got to plan your way through a bit, and you're going to see a few edits of me. Well, that was me resetting the recording just safely, and I think I show one death and then I skip out the next 6 or 7 attempts as a monkey man jumps ahead there, and there was another one climbs the wall. And I mean, like, games I'd want to do next, like, whenever I get round to it, I'm stuck between a few. There's a part of me that just wants to wait out until Sonic Mania comes out, because I am so pumped for that game. Like, the inner child inside me has been going insane for that since it was first announced about 8 months ago. So I really want to play that, and when I go through it, I will probably very quickly jump through it. Then on the other side of it, I'm not sure I want to, so I almost want the game to have a little bit of age before I jump into it. Sort of like with Bloodborne, I didn't jump into it straight away. I gave it a little bit of time and a little bit of breathing room before I jumped in and gave my perspective and my thoughts on it. I don't know yet. Doom is another one that's sort of sitting on the list, but that's on the backlog of games I want to do, because that game's brilliant, but it's 66 gig on my hard drive that I'd rather not have clogging on it yet. That's how I die. But I say that, but soon I'm getting an external hard drive that will put on an extra 2 terabytes on my hard drive, so that'll be handy. So then I won't have to worry so much, because I'm still on the original PS4 hard drive where it's got the 500 gig and that was it, which just unfortunately isn't enough for a lot of games. Like even this, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, now everything's recorded, the game's been uninstalled, and it's been uninstalled for a little while now, and I probably won't reinstall it until I start recording Uncharted 3, because obviously I'm going to continue my track record, since Uncharted's sort of my go-to thing now. But I don't know when I'll get to Uncharted 3, I haven't really decided yet, because I'm enjoying Uncharted 3 a lot more. I don't really think it's the weakest game anymore. I think 4 is kind of the weakest in terms of gameplay. 3's just a bit iffy with its story, especially near the end, where they just got to throw everything together. But obviously I will get back to the Uncharted series. if they ever did a Lara Croft HD collection where it was just the Legend trilogy, I'd happily let's play that, but I don't think we're going to see that, just because of the direction Square Enix are trying to take the series, and they're trying to just stick with the new reboot trilogy, which admittedly the reboot trilogy is pretty good. It's not like I preferred the originals over it, but I'll cut it some slack. Yeah, it had a rocky start because the original reboot Tomb Raider was very mixed, shall we say, but Rise of the Tomb Raider I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. So I wouldn't mind going through them maybe at some point. What else is there? Well, E3's just around the corner, so who knows what pops up in there that might catch my attention. Resident Evil 7 I might do at some point, because I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would. Hitman I do eventually, but I want to be more confident in my routes through each of the environments first, and how I handle everything, because Hitman's such an open-ended game of how you handle each contract. So wouldn't really be sure how to tackle that yet until I have a more concrete run, because a lot of them are sort of the cheesy bullshit perfect timing moments of the ways I beat a lot of them to get the Silent Assassins, like just being at the right spot at the right time by coincidence and just quickly fiber wiring dude I need to get, hiding him somewhere, saving it, and then running off to the next contract. But I should talk more about this gunfight. If you're noticing I'm taking a very deliberate route through it, that's because you kind of have to. A lot of the gunmen here have guns that will put you down as if brutal mode. A lot of the henchmen here, like they all have late game guns now. Like you saw at the start when the rocket launcher hit us and just killed us. There's a lot of things here, and you need to be able to put them in a position where, not necessarily that you can punish them easier, but they can't punish you as easy, because they will. And so you're going to see me sitting back, finding very exact spots, and sitting at them. Feel free to follow them, and I keep looking up here because it's where I want to be. I want to have a higher ground, as I learn, quite unfortunately, you can't climb that for some fucking reason. And so I sort of a little bit of a panic moment, and realised you can't actually go up to the top full stop. They don't want you up there. You have to go the long way around. But I really wanted to be up there because there's some brilliant cover spots up here, and it'd be really handy to hold. But the game just says no. It just doesn't want you up there, and you can't do the shuffle jump up the wall that you can in the Lara Croft game. So it's just you have to make do with this, unfortunately. So that's one thing that I'll give Uncharted 4 credit for. For everything it got wrong, Uncharted 4 very much embraced the mentality of you can see it, you can get to it. Which is beautiful, because this is as high as you can get. Where I am now. You can't go on that top piece just behind me, like I wanted to. And so I start trying to throw some grenades. And I'm going to try and hold my ground up here for a while, because it's a good wall cover point here if you need it. You can duck right in and keep yourself safe if you're really pressured. The only problem with it is that people can come round, and if someone comes round and shoots at you, but there's no real cover here, so you just got to put up with it. Oh fuck! And also if they throw grenades, you'll notice I'm avoiding the turret because after that section earlier, like a few parts ago, I've just learned not to use the turret because it's almost guaranteed you'll be the only one who dies, especially on crushing. And I'm still not sure if I'll do Uncharted 3 on crushing when I eventually get to it. Because I kind of want to, just because I beat this on crushing. And it's kind of hard, well I say hard's the wrong word, awkward to go back to the easier difficulties once you've adjusted the crushing. Because you end up being like you're being over cautious of everything, and then you just sort of breeze through everything, and it's just, you take too long and you breeze through it and it's just shit. Yeah, take that. But I need to finish 100%ing Uncharted 3 at some point. Uncharted 3 is the only one I haven't completely 100%ed yet, as in got all the treasures. Uncharted 1 and 2, as I'm having some clipping issues here, Uncharted 1 and 2 I've completely 100%ed, including the trophies. Uncharted 4, I've 100% getting all the treasures, but I'll never bother 100%ing doing all the trophies, because one of the trophies requires you having above 70% accuracy throughout an entire run of the game, which fuck that. And there's a lot of other like statistic based stuff that's just bullshit with Uncharted 4, so I'll never bother. And Uncharted 3 I've been hesitant to, just because it's got a few trophies that are kind of crap. I don't mind talking over this cutscene just because it's not important. It's just showing the way forward. There's not like there's a huge heap of important plot dialogue. It's just, hey, you want to know where Shambhala is? There it is! So the old tree we was at last part, that's where the way entrance to Shambhala is. So we need to get down there.
Hidden right in plain sight.
Yes it is.
Come on.
Alright, let's go.
This way.
As I pause the recording again just to make sure it's safe. In Sultan's Sanctuary, as I go about other updates, you'll notice it's been dropped from the channel completely. The motivation died for me to want to do that very quickly, unfortunately, and I just sort of decided it'd be better to scrap it while it's early than leave another project dragging out that takes forever for me to get back to. Also, watch this. This was funny. Look at this. This is me being a tool. He doesn't survive the fucking fall. And that's where the checkpoint put me, by the way. But him skipping to the side wasn't me. That was just the game deciding he wanted to put me off the ladder. And I thought, oh, I'll just drop there and he'll survive the fall. No, there's a boundary for the checkpoint down it. So the boundary triggered and it killed him for the fall. This section is pretty tough though, I'll admit. Especially because there's guys that will come and will start trying to flank you. And there's a lot of dudes in the back. And of course there's that dick you saw at the start that had the riot shield, just to make your day a little bit special. And I'm out of grenades as well. They're not, but... This pillar can be quite handy for cover, but I wouldn't recommend it for too long. Because if they try and flank you here, there's literally nowhere you can go. It's better behind that building that the ladder was on. Don't do this if you're following along. This is very risky of me. This is me trying to find where the spawn is. And so I just get a bit aggressive. I almost always recommend sticking back, especially on crushing. And as I notice the dude with the shotgun, you see me, I back up because I know he's going to be trouble. Because his shotgun can one-hit kill you. So I try and round up the small fry. Thankfully he's focusing on Elena and I can just stop... Ow. Getting him, getting a few headshots in, take him down. Go on, come on, take him down. There we go. I was very cautious of him because of how many times he killed me. And there's a deagle right there. Oh, for fuck's sake! Like I could have done with that. I believe you have to climb up the rope that they left down, and this is me like scrounging for ammo. Yeah, this was just me scrounging. Because if you try and go up here, you'll find it doesn't really lead to anywhere special. We need to get back to where the tree was so we can get to the entrance of Shambhala, which means we need to do a bit of wall climbing. But some of the guys zip line down there so we can use the rope back up.
There's nothing scary at the top.
Just hope there's nothing scary at the top, but you can hear him as he climbs. There's the tree. Look, we're back here. Back with all the dead people. A lot of dead. I'm sure there wasn't this many dead people when we got here first. I think that's a bit of plot convenience, just to show how much of a massacre the Yeti people have been up to.
We're getting close, I know it.
Yes, we are. We got another puzzle yet, though.
There's some doors up here. I need your help.
Okay.
Big door. Come on.
All right. Go.
And here's our puzzle.
Here it is, Elena. The secret entrance to
Chapter
Shambhala.
24. We're so close. Ah, it's getting exciting. We're so close to the end. There's only 2 more chapters.
Neither do I.
But this one you can admittedly
Another wall.
Keep looking around.
solve a lot of this
Are you sure this is
by yourself,
It has
just by experimenting, but I eventually go back and just check the book. With all the stupid faces, and to be fair, it's a good time to actually have to take a glance through the whole book just to see some of the madness that you'll doodle down and draw as you go through. Because he actually does detail everything. Every time you do something important, he writes a note on it. And some of the notes are quite funny. Or just drawings of people he's met. Like showing off the Sasquatch, going through all the data and the information. And this is where I sort of realised, oh, you just got to work it out. There isn't anything to work with. But the way we can solve it with yourself, I can't remember if it's all of them up or all of them down, but just do that. Flip them all one way, and if it doesn't work, flip them all the other way. Because I think they've actually all got to be down, which is what I'm checking now. Yeah, this is me realising, alright, no, they've all got to be down instead. Pointing towards the earth. This isn't Legend of Zelda, unfortunately. Rolling is not faster than running, despite the fact I do it a couple times there. And this opens up, and now we can actually get our way in and use the dagger.
Son of a bitch.
Now what do?
Just stay behind me. Drop the gun. Do it! Stay back!
Shit. I should have killed you myself when I had the chance. Not a mistake I will make twice.
Back off!
Oh, pull the trigger, little one. See how long you live. Now, you will open the passage to Shambhala.
Go to hell.
Are you a student of history, Mr. Drake?
I've read a book or two.
Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, they were all great men. But do you know why they prevailed?
I'm sure you're gonna tell us.
Because they had the will to do what other men would not. Compassion is the enemy. Mercy defeats us. Now, unless you wish to test me still further, you will drop your weapons!
Do it.
Kick them away. So, you have tested my will. Now it is my turn to test yours.
Killing us won't get you anywhere.
Well, killing him, yes. But you?
You hurt her. You'll get nothing from me.
Well, then it appears we are at a stalemate. Unless I add another pawn to the board. Bring her in!
Shit.
Get your hands off me.
Now, one we will use as a lesson, and the other we will use as incentive to cooperate. You choose.
This is bullshit, Nate.
Yeah, don't play into his game.
You want my help, you let them go.
This is not a negotiation! Who would you sacrifice, and who would you save? What, this one? You want to save this one? Or maybe this one?
You know what? Enough of this shit. All right, quit the theatrics. I'll do what you want. Calm down. You, asswipe. Give me your lighter.
What is this?
How should I know?
Find a way across, and fix it!
And take him with you. Maybe this time it will get done right. Oh, and Mr. Drake. Don't try anything clever.
After you.
Well, we're almost at Shambhala, but that'll have to wait till next time. So next time on Uncharted 2, we find a way to rebuild the path and...